Hi, Matt Catling here, and welcome to Live It Now TV, helping you create freedom in life and business. Wow, what a week. We've had such a busy week this week, and so many exciting opportunities. We're expanding our company national at the moment. In fact, in May, we are launching our first Live It Now training in May. So very exciting, and we've had new staff come on, so many amazing opportunities and new ideas to be able to get our Live It Now message out there even more. Things like Live It Now in the park. Once a month we're going to be running like an exercise in the park, completely free for people to send a message of health and motivation and confidence and really to build an incredibly exciting and healthy community at the same time. Now, with all of these chaoses and all of these new ideas, I thought it would be really appropriate that I talk about planning today and how to be really organized and most importantly focus on the things that actually work. What can happen is that when you are planning or when you've got so many to-do lists, you can get stuck in it. And often what occurs is that you can kind of get stuck in doing the things that are the easiest. And often the easiest things aren't necessarily the things that are going to produce results. And so I've got a bit of a 3-step process for you that I use every single day to ensure that I'm focusing on the right things and really getting out there and achieving. Now, you've probably heard this before, that successful people over like a monthly period are able to achieve more than some people in years. And really it comes down to their focus and being able to tackle the tasks or the challenges that really produce the biggest results. So the first thing is that you've got to get clear. And I really start by 2 levels. I start by looking at my big vision. Where do I want to go? What is my 7-year vision? I get that connected to that vision and I get really excited. Then I chunk back down to where I am right now. Then what I do is that I get out a blank sheet of paper and then I write down what are the things that are going to get me to my 7-year vision in the fastest possible time frame. And so basically the first step is I'm getting clear on my vision and then I'm looking at where I am right now. So I'm doing a brain dump, and so I'm getting everything out of here and then putting it onto the page. And that is the first step. So I'm doing a brain dump of all of my strategies, all of my ideas to be able to help me get to my 7-year vision as fast as possible. The next step, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go through this overwhelming list and then I'm going to start to kind of circle the things that are going to take me there in the fastest possible time frame. And then when I circle this list, I then kind of put them in order. And so what I want to look at is what are the top 5 things that I can do every single day before I even start my day that are going to get me to my 7-year vision in the fastest possible time frame. And I don't deviate. I start with those. And often these ones are outside of my comfort zone. Because with any big goal, often you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do the things that are massively uncomfortable. So I start with that list of 5 every single morning. And what occurs is that if I start to tackle off those challenging ones, you would have noticed this when you step out of your comfort zone, when you do something that scares and excites you, you have an energy rush. So therefore, if I can get rid of those 5 ones that I'm procrastinating on or I'm avoiding, then suddenly my energy starts to transform for the rest of the day. And so I identify those top 5s, and then the last step, what I do is that I delegate everything else. I look at what can I delegate, because I really understand that my time is so important. I have to put a dollar value on my time. I believe my time at any point is worth about $10,000 an hour. So what do I need to delegate? And when it comes to delegation, can I delegate that for cheaper than, say, $10,000 an hour? And I think it's really important to value your time, and you just start by putting a figure on there. So step number 1 is I'm going to do a brain dump. I'm going to get connected to my vision and I'm going to do a brain dump of everything that's going on. Step number 2 is I'm going to work out what are the core activities that are going to produce the results, that are going to get me to that 7-year vision in the fastest possible time frame. I'm going to list them in the top 5, and then my focus now becomes those top 5 before I do anything else. Okay, and then the last step, I'm just going to simply delegate everything else that it doesn't deserve my time at this point in time. So I hope this helps. One of the key things is being able to focus on the right things. And this is why I have a coach, because my coach can often help me get rid of all of the information that is in my mind, get it out, put it into a plan, and then a coach can help me identify the key areas that I need to focus on, which is why I think having coaching, having mentors is just so important if you're wanting to achieve success. Another thing that I do that is really, really powerful is that if I'm feeling flat or I have a downturn in my business, or typically there is a downturn time period, then that's when I do personal development trainings, like Live It Now. And funny you mentioned Live It Now, we've got Live It Now coming up this weekend. So if you're wanting to get some vision, if you wanted to get inspired, if you want to get really, really clear on where it is that you're wanting to go, if you want to be surrounded by a really powerful team, then come along to Live It Now this weekend. As you know, it is free. We just ask that you pay for your food, and we really want you to help us raise some money for Bear Cottage. We have a goal to help them achieve a $500,000 revenue, and we really want to support them in that process. So I hope you enjoyed Live It Now TV for this week. If you got some value out of this, please share it. But other than that, I look forward to seeing you next week for Live It Now TV on Tuesday. Thank you.